Welcome back. Hillary Clinton's path to the White House has been laid out pretty clearly by following President Obama's footsteps. But is Donald Trump's path easier than you might think? Here with a few roadmaps to a Trump White House is Real Clear Politics' Caitlin Huey-Burns. Caitlin, nice to see you this morning.
Good morning.
All right, we're in front of the touch screen here. We're going to dive into some of the battleground states. So does Trump actually have a path to victory?
Well, now there's a little bit of a path that's become more clear. Basically, what he has to do is three things. He has to win all the states Romney won, which includes North Carolina, which is a tie right now. Then he has to flip all the remaining battlegrounds, so Florida, Ohio, Nevada. Then he has to flip a blue state. And there are a couple different opportunities and scenarios for him to do that. It's still a very rough path. There are more options for Hillary Clinton, but as the map stands now, here we go.
All right, let's dive in. So this is scenario one. What does scenario one look like?
So scenario one is looking at the Real Clear Politics polling averages and looking where Hillary Clinton is leading or where Trump is leading. So as it stands now, if the race were today, according to those averages, this is the electoral map that we would see on election night. But we'll go through a few different scenarios. So if Trump flips Florida, remember they're all spending lots of time there, that should get him to 270 to 268 for Clinton.
Wow, so just Florida, 29 electoral votes.
Exactly, just flipping Florida, and that's why you're seeing both of them fly in and out of there pretty regularly. All their top surrogates are going there. North Carolina is a really important state this cycle, and it is tied, but Trump really needs to keep it.
So President Obama campaigning there just the other day saying all eyes on North Carolina. This could be the most important state in the election.
Exactly, but if Trump can't keep it, he has to make it somewhere else.
So if he doesn't...
So if he loses, let's say, take away Florida for a second, then take away North Carolina, that's what we're looking at, okay? And then if he gets Florida, that gets him close, but he has to make it up in one more place. So he's been campaigning in Pennsylvania, where he's going this weekend, and that should flip.
What's interesting to me as you take away North Carolina and you still have Ohio. So Trump with an Ohio, he has Maine, he has some of these other states here. He's still way behind, even picking up Ohio.
Exactly, that's a great point. Even if he wins Ohio and Florida, he still needs to make up ground elsewhere. So he could go to Pennsylvania or a place like Michigan, where he's been seeing some of the polls tighten a little bit. So that would get you to 275 for Trump if he were to win Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is considered fool's gold for Republicans. They always try to compete there, and they never really win. For the past 2 decades, Democrats have won. So we'll see if he can make it there. The polls are tightening a bit.
All right, what about the 269 scenario?
This is
Maine?
Exactly. Can you imagine Maine deciding this election? So Maine divides their electoral votes by congressional district, and the second congressional district in Maine has 1 point, but it is tied right now. So this is the scenario we're looking at before.
Come on, Maine, you can do it.
Come on.
Like playing Plinko on there we go. Oh, come on, Maine, you can do it. Maine doesn't want to go. Come on, so there's two.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Maine's getting close. But there is a scenario in which if he were to lose that district in Maine and win Florida, that would get you to 269, tie, vote goes to the House, and us reporters are continuing to talk about this election longer than it already has been.
Maine could decide everything if we get that 269. I want to ask you real quick before we wrap it up here, Pennsylvania. We were talking just a few minutes ago downstairs on the curvy couch about the fact that Pennsylvania, one of those states that does not do that early voting.
Exactly.
So all eyes on Tuesday in Pennsylvania. Where do things stand right now?
It's such a great point. I'm glad you brought that up, because if you notice, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton will be spending the last night before election night in Philadelphia. Clinton is going back to Pennsylvania throughout the weekend, sending all her top surrogates there. She's been ahead consistently in the polls, although they've narrowed to about a 3-point lead for her. Pennsylvania does not vote early, so it's one of those states like New Hampshire that also doesn't vote early, can be influenced by late-breaking news and late-breaking trends because they don't have that advantage of going early. So Pennsylvania is always the place that campaigns focus really intensely in the last minute.
I mean, it's a stark difference. Pennsylvania, no early voting. Florida, as of this morning, about 70% of the votes could already be done in Florida. Caitlin, great to see you this morning. Great breakdown.
So much.
Fascinating stuff. Thanks so much.
Thanks.